Hello everybody, welcome to the Shogun Social Podcast, the social media weekly podcast where we're going to look at everything in the industry, all the news, all the trends, all our favourite little bits and things we hate as well. So if you'd like the sound of that, please give us a like, give us a follow or subscribe so you can see every single episode or listen to every single episode. We are Shogun Social, based in Southampton in the United Kingdom. And here we have myself, George, we have Freddie, and we have Amy. We're going to be going through a industry news, a favorite creator of the week, and any kind of weekly trends of that week as well. So first, we're going to take a look at Freddie and his industry news from social media this week.
I can't wait for this one. I haven't told you guys on purpose, right? So, Meta or Facebook have released, basically they're pausing loads of projects. So ones that I'm not going to mention is they're bringing out some glasses, a new watch as well.
Oh, that's something you mentioned.
Yeah, I said glasses are going to come back at some point.
But did you know, first of all, that they have a shop? Do you know Facebook has a shop? Or Meta has a shop?
What do you mean shop?
Has a physical shop that you can go inside.
And what can you buy?
So you know their VR headsets that they have?
All right.
It's just dedicated to that, right? It's one in California. I didn't realise until this morning either, right?
Right.
They've paused the expansion. They're going to roll it out, right? And that's my piece of industry news. But what I want to say is, don't you find it so strange? Like your reaction, you're like, what do you mean that Facebook has a shop?
Yeah.
You can actually go in something that's owned by them.
Yeah, that is crazy. I thought that when Amazon had a shop, to be honest. And
Actually, I was just about to mention Amazon because I watched a YouTube video yesterday and it was a woman, I can't remember the creator's name. She went she flew to California, I believe it was in California, and she went to the first Amazon store which sells clothes. Yeah. And they have you only have one cloth on the hanger, and you have a QR code. So you scan the QR code to see if it has your size. Then that size goes to a wardrobe. And you basically, you can only pick 10 items. And then those 10 items go to your wardrobe. So once you go to your wardrobe, while you're in there, it also gives you recommendations from what you've added to your list. And they'll have them in their dressing room ready for you to shop. And there's this crazy door where, if you want a different size, the door will be locked and it'll have a red, little red dot on it. And when your clothes have arrived, it'll go green and the clothes are just in your wardrobe.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
And it's just crazy. And I feel like they love opening their shops in California, like Facebook, Amazon.
Apple.
They're always in California first. I reckon it's kind of like a tester of some sort.
Yeah, California's always been that place. I think, at least in my opinion, where people will test techie things. That's where
Apple has designed in California. On their
yes,
there we go. Yeah.
It does, yeah.
There we go. Yeah, it is crazy though, isn't it? You must obviously have an Amazon account and then walk into the shop.
So you have to have an Amazon account, and I think it shows you recommendations of what clothes you could buy. The only downside to it, she said that sometimes they don't have any sizes of any sort. But yes, the good side of it is that you literally shop and all your clothes are just in the wardrobe.
I feel like it'd be strange, say, if Instagram bought out a shop where you can go and print photos or something like that.
Yeah.
Or
I don't really think that Instagram have a product yet that they could go, we can sell it, we can sell in a shop.
Yeah, there's one of those products that makes me think of that similar kind of thing that you wouldn't expect, but it does make sense.
Yeah.
Google Photos, you can buy a photo album from Google Photos. Yeah. So on your own Google Photos account, there's a little button at the top right or something that says, purchase a photo album, and you can choose the size, 10 centimeters by 20 centimeters or something. And it kind of all of your favorite Google Photos will just be printed and sent to you in the post. But that's crazy about Facebook. So when Facebook pause things to work on something, that makes you go, what the bloody hell are they working on if they've paused something?
They paused it because of the situation that's going on around the world, right? Oh, okay. But they've got loads of them. But I just think, how strange is it? Say if you went to West Key, I know obviously it's about VR headsets, but it was the same if Twitter had a shop. Or,
Again, what would Twitter sell in that shop?
God.
Chicks.
I don't want to know masks.
Chicks.
Anonymity or something. That's crazy. So Facebook have a shop. I kind of do not, having a Facebook account to play the Oculus Rift is something that's kind of stopping me from buying an Oculus Rift anyway. So I feel like I don't really want to go to a Facebook shop.
I think my my uncle has an Oculus VR headset,
Right.
but I had no idea that was Facebook's.
Yeah, the awkward thing is that there's unlike other VR headsets like PlayStation and stuff, Facebook or Meta say you need to have a Facebook account to use our VR headset. So you with PlayStation, you just buy a headset, easy peasy.
Yeah.
With Meta, with the Meta version, the Oculus Rift, you need a Facebook account to play, which seems a bit weird to me.
I don't know. I feel like it's the new stage, physical social media.
Yes,
I know it's a product, but actually going into a shop, imagine going to West Key and they have all those shops, you'd be like, this is weird.
Yeah, that's scary, I think.
Do you know what I still can't understand is we're still calling Facebook, but it's not Facebook.
Yeah.
I still can't get my head around that because isn't the app still called Facebook?
Yeah.
On the phone,
Yeah, the app is called Facebook. It's just the company, that's all. The company has changed its name in it.
It's crazy.
It's not going to change overnight. That's going to be a long time.
Yeah, because it's been around a long time.
Yeah, it really is.
A lot of people have grown up calling it Facebook, including me. I mean, everyone's grown up calling it Facebook.
They have. Yeah, but that's cool. Facebook having a shop. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's just one shop.
One shop in California.
Who knows? They might open one at West Keys.
Yeah.
Well, Amazon opened more shops, didn't they? Amazon had one shop.
Amazon have some ones. Actually, I've
London,
walked past in London.
Yeah.
I would love to go in one though, because I've never been in one yet. But obviously, you just walk in, you can walk out.
Yeah.
And I believe, I think this is right, but I think Tesco have bought out a shop like this.
Yes, they have. I've seen it.
You can
That was
walk
on
in and
LinkedIn, I
out.
think.
Yeah, you can walk in and out. So you can walk in with your, and I think it recognised maybe your club card, and you can walk in and out, and it's on your club card.
I mean,
I think that was right.
I feel like it's all phasing. Even B&Q this weekend, they got rid of all their conveyor belt and they had just self-checkout. I know self-checkout isn't new, but what I'm saying is it's phasing out. Everyone.
Oh yeah, it's happening.
Well, if you go in McDonald's, they don't. Most of them are self-checkout now.
Yeah, you're right.
When really it was this huge big till, but everything's self-checkout.
Yeah, oh man, let's not even go down that route because like when you know about that stuff, it's like Amazon delivering things via drone. That's happening. I think already.
I've seen.
That's,
wow.
like
a co-op does that up north.
Wow.
Like, I don't even want to think
and
about
the
that
little
right
robots that go on the floor. I don't know what they're called, but I've seen them online before.
Yeah. Oh, crazy. Well, that's some spicy news, Freddie.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
I've been
industry
burning
news.
to tell you all morning.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, I've got a creator highlight this week, right? Small scale one, but that's fine. I love the small scale creators. It's actually an award-winning butcher in Southampton, or just outside of Southampton, called Uptons of Bassett. Uptons of Bassett, I hope you're listening or watching. These guys are awesome because it's a small scale butcher, but what they're doing really well is, you have these accounts like Only Scrans or something, or Mob Kitchen or whatever, who post these deliciously looking like juicy videos of barbecue meat or whatever. Uptons of Bassett are doing that, but like with their own meat. Like, they do all these crazy, delicious looking recipes where they say, oh, here's these beef ribs put under a smoker for 10 hours. And they'll make like a 30-second time lapse or something like that.
That's brilliant.
It is really cool.
It's so good that a company like that are doing something like that.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't just appeal to, their customers that are buying their products. It's going to appeal to someone who's scrolling through TikTok and being like, wow, that looks nice.
Yeah, and the cool thing about it is it's not just a company who says, oh, okay, I guess we better have a social media account because everyone does it. Like, no, Uptons of Bassett, the reason that they're my little creator highlight of the week is because they're doing it well, and they assign their videos to trending music. They really
Which
put
is
effort.
a great thing to do.
Yeah, they really put effort into making social media presence.
I love food content.
Yeah, you need to check out Uptons
Food
of Bassett.
content is great. Food content is amazing, but not when you're hungry.
No, true. It makes you worse.
True.
Yeah, but Uptons of Bassett, check it out. They even do some funny stuff. Like, there was this one like event just before I started to shop there. So I shop there, when I want some really fancy meat. If I'm like doing a barbecue and I want some, fancy ribs or something, because it's money, but it's good money because it's really good meat. It's what you expect from a butcher.
Yeah.
They have, Britain's best bacon sandwich 2021. Like, they have all these awards. Like,
Wow, I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, like
I need to try that.
Hampshire's best sausage, or like weird things like that. They have these like strange kind of like awards that they've won every year.
I love that.
Yeah, well, there was this one little event they did. I think it was from 2019 or something. It was before I shopped there, where outside of the butcher, there was a mini vegan protest outside of the butcher shop.
No way.
And it's so good. I advise you check out this little video. It's only like 30 seconds long, but they kind of recorded the day of how they dealt with these vegans outside of the butchers. And it was really amicable, really like positive and pleasant. Simon,
I guess that makes people want to shop there though, if they're being good for everyone.
So it's proper good content, right? Proper good little PR thing. Simon, I think he's called, is the owner. He set up a table outside and made them all a cup of tea. So he welcomed these vegan protesters to his house, saying, "Great to meet you. I respect your views. Let me make you a cup of tea." And he actually made them all like team.
Like that.
That's how you
They'd
deal with
literally
it.
be like, "Get off," or
and
something
like
like
just
that.
this little social media video he made is like, I think you can see it on TikTok. It's one of their oldest TikTok videos. It's like a kind of slideshow of him bringing a table out, making the tea, and then it ends with this like group selfie he did where he's like this. Like, and him and all
Did they drink the tea?
Yeah.
That's very friendly.
I think they did. And there's just this photo of Simon like smiling with all these vegans like thumbs up. It's such a weird little video.
That's such a strange scenario.
Yeah, it's so strange, but it's like quality social media content that like other companies wouldn't necessarily have thought about that.
That's something like, I think his name's Nico. Is his name Nico?
On YouTube. He does these documentaries. Yeah, he's so good.
One of his documentaries was he interviewed like the leader of the KKK.
Yes, yeah, he's so good.
Yeah,
wow.
I watched videos, crazy. But it reminds me of something like that. Like that's something he would do, or something along those lines.
Sure. Yeah, sure. And we're not comparing vegans to KKK. But
no.
like, no, it's the idea of like, you know, taking some controversy and saying, let me turn it positive, maybe make it into good social media content.
It is great social media content, I think, because
totally.
it's positive for the company. Like I mentioned, if you know you are a vegan, you don't like meat, that's your own opinion.
Sure.
But some people could be like, "Why are you vegan? Like that's so silly."
Sure. Especially you might think a butcher.
An actual butcher is saying, "No, I'm your friend. Like, come in, I'll give you a cup of tea."
Yeah, totally. Well, yeah, I recommend checking out Uptons of Bassett. Just if you like, you know, those kind of like juicy food videos on YouTube, check out tiny channels that do that, because this is a butcher who have, you know, their own meat doing it because they're specialists. And yeah, that little vegan video is quite funny. So Uptons of Bassett is my creator highlight of the week. Amy, do you have a weekly trend or something to chat about?
Yes. So I mentioned it in a recent podcast, but I feel like I'm going to bring it up again because it's huge.
Why not?
Love Island. Now, I know you two don't watch it, but
I should watch it.
Hope Cooper's not watching.
Yes.
Promised him I'd watch it.
Love Island's huge at the moment. It's just started, so it's on our screens every night at 9 p.m. One of the controversies around it is, are Love Island, ex-Love Island cast, or Love Island cast now, are they buying their followers? Because I think they start off with these accounts, most of them probably, I'd say like 10K or under when they've just gone into the villa. When they leave the villa, they're on 1 million. Now, they're in the villa for around 8 to 10 weeks, I believe it is. And they're jumping from under 10K to 1.1 or 1.6 million followers. Now, I don't know who is the highest followed Love Island star. I believe it must be someone like Molly May. But do we think they buy their followers? Because I've seen previous cast members who they've got 1.1, 1.2 million followers, but they're only getting 2,000 likes on their photos. And it's not just a random photo, it's an ad. Like it's an ad photo. So they're promoting a product.
Yeah.
So obviously companies are going to them, paying them to do this ads because they've got 1.1 million followers.
Yeah, and like you're saying that the trend is that this year it's worse than normal.
Well, I just think that in general,
Sure.
do we think that these Love Island stars are buying their followers?
It's almost like X Factor for me. When it first came out, right, everyone was watching it.
Yeah.
But I used to watch Love Island, but now it's like, I don't know how many series it's into now, but I don't watch it. But I feel like there's some foul play because
We'll never know.
it just dies out. In like 5 years, it will decrease again. It's just...
I mean, a lot of the cast who have been on the show like previously, they'll come out of the villa and not many people kind of follow them anymore because they're not in the limelight every night at 9 p.m. Someone like Molly May, obviously she's the creative director of Pretty Little Thing, so she does that. I mean, a lot of people have their their fitness accounts. They have their own apps. They have their own products. I think Olivia and Alex Bowen, they've got Exempt Society, so they've made their own clothing line.
Just had a baby as well.
Just had a baby, saw that. So cute. Congratulations if you're watching this. But yeah, like some of them, they come out the villa, they're big in the villa, but they come out and then they're tiny, really.
Yeah.
And they're not getting these likes or these follows anymore. They'll go from like 20,000 likes a post to like 2.
Yeah, so you're saying that, the fact that it's so many followers versus so little engagement says that they've probably bought their followers, is what you're claiming, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? That is the way to tell, isn't it? Because although is it that? Because sometimes people can just follow too many accounts, like
That's the thing.
maybe. I mean, I'm a bit guilty of that sometimes. I'll follow that, oh yeah, I remember them. Then 6 months later, I'll suddenly see them and go, who the hell is that? Why do I follow them?
Like, I remember when I was younger and I first joined Instagram, I probably followed about 3,000 accounts. And then a couple of years later, I went through and I was like, why am I following these people? But then I go through my feed now, it could be the complete opposite case and people don't buy their followers, but because Instagram feed has changed so much, we don't see their content. So people aren't seeing their content anymore. But like, I think it's just crazy in the sense that like, they can have so many followers but not be seen.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think that is partly to do with the fact that Love Island with them just ends? Like they're just not on TV
Maybe.
anymore?
I don't know. It literally could be the sense of they buy their followers and people don't even think they follow them. Because I remember I think I follow Lady Gaga on my feed.
Shout
out. I honestly did not see her content for probably 6 months. And then I was like, oh, I follow her. I didn't even realise I did. So maybe it's just because you're not engaging with the accounts anymore. They're not putting up engaging posts. I really don't know, but could be buying them. Might not be. Who knows?
Sometimes I go on least engaged. Do you guys ever do that on your app?
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I follow them. So, but yeah, for me, if you're getting like you've got a million followers, you're getting 2,000 likes.
I think the problem is with Instagram nowadays,
doesn't
though,
add
is like, if you're not continuously posting, you are not going to be seen. Like that's the thing.
Yeah, it is quite shocking. That whole idea, you could argue that that's how they get into the show. Because on the show, on Love Island, I mean, like you said, Amy, I don't watch it. I have watched it plenty, but just I haven't watched any of this season. Don't know why. But anyway, yeah, from what I've seen is that at the start, it will say, oh, here's David. He's got 500,000 followers or whatever. Is that because they need a certain threshold to get on the show?
Well, I did think that until this year when, the new Love Island contestants went in.
Yeah.
And they only had about 2,000 followers.
Wow.
So that's just, I feel like 2,000 followers kind of is
They've changed
not that big.
They used to do, I think you had to apply. In the early stage, I'm pretty sure you had to apply to go on, but I think now...
It's a lot of casting.
Yeah, they approached them. I remember there was a guy a few seasons ago, Callum. Yep. He joined, but they changed it so you had to apply. Back in the day, you had to apply to go on, but I remember he came out and he was like, yeah, he was in a nightclub. Guy just came up to him and was like, yeah, do you want to be on Love Island?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah.
Man, that's the shadiest thing I've ever heard. Imagine that.
It's just changed so much. Like, it used to be like that. They probably still do. I think that maybe like Gemma this year got casted. I mean...
Is that Michael Owen's daughter?
Yeah. Her dad is famous, so it probably did maybe help her a little bit.
Wouldn't matter with her Instagram followers, would it?
But yeah, it's great.
In case anyone didn't know that Michael Owen's her dad.
Yes. I don't know when she's going to stay on Love Island though yet.
I'm going to jump in to my my creator of the week, my influencer, right? And I use the influencer, so it's Tyron Ash Real Estate, right? Tyron Ash, he basically, I was watching his podcast, he's basically a superstar of selling mansions. He's takes social media really, really seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching his podcast that he's recently launched, but he's so good because he does like walk-arounds of these massive mansions in like London,
I
up
love
and down.
that.
His team's really good where they interact, they do live stories, everything like that. But it's just so good because he gives insight into both his business. But I was watching him and he was like, yeah, I used to work for a real estate agent up the street, but they didn't want to expand, so I just left and created my own thing. And now he's absolutely massive. Drives a Lamborghini, killing it on social media.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It sounds so weird. don't know if you guys do this, but I used to, you know, when you're in bed and you're just looking houses, I used to put like the most expensive house at the top.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
And I just used to scroll through and thinking, I am never going to be able to live in these. And I'll go in London and see these properties for like 40 million. I'm like, wow, these are cool. I'm never going to ever buy one. But it's stuff like that. It's content that really appeals to people. Like, definitely. I would love watching content like that because you get to see the insides of these houses. But you can also spin it in the other way and say that seeing these houses may want you to get that one day. So you really push yourself to do that. And it really like gives you like that push, like you can do this.
There was a crazy story. I was watching this podcast. So he's really big on TikTok.
Yeah.
A millionaire's daughter was on TikTok. She found this house or account or TikTok, whatever it was. She told her dad. Dad ended up buying a house off that one TikTok.
It happens.
Wow.
And that's what I think. It's like if he takes it so seriously.
Yeah.
But if he didn't do that.
People might say, oh yeah, but that's because they were just lucky with that one video. Like, no, that's not how social media works. Like, I suppose rarely you do get someone who posts one video that goes viral and they get a lot of business out of it. But in reality, this guy, the reason that video was seen is because he had already been posting every day or every week. Like, it's not just the one video that went lucky. No, it's because he was posting all the time and he just kept on going, which means that eventually one video will get picked up and then it'll happen again and again and again.
I think a lot of real estate agents now really have jumped onto that trend in the sense that, you know, you could only really buy houses if you looked on something like Rightmove or you went to real estate wherever they have their property and you look in the window and say, oh, those are the houses they have for sale, or those are the flats they have for sale. But now I see so many real estate agents and so many companies that are on Instagram and TikTok because they can show these houses off without even people really needing to go and look at the properties because they can see them on social media.
Also, Rightmove, just like going through it and through it.
Yeah,
complete,
it's
like,
long,
people want, there's been
instant.
a culture, where they want, it's like, you know, the whole culture or the whole, you know, world now is just built
especially I think now
wanting instant access.
Recently, where the housing market's just gone crazy and people are queuing up for the same house, 60, 70 people. One of my friends, real estate agents, 60, 70 people were just lined up to view one property in one weekend. And it's just like, where it's boomed so much, people are probably seeing these on social media and wanting to view them, and they go like that.
Yeah.
I reckon there must be people out there who have looked at a house on social media and gone, I want that, without even viewing the property and probably putting an offer on it.
Yeah, and this guy, what did he say his name was?
Tyron Ash.
Yeah,
so
Tyron Ash. Yeah,
Tyron
Ash. Tyron Ash is, I suppose, filling that gap in the market.
100%.
He's spotted that there are people saying, I can't be bothered to visit 5 houses. How about I just find a video that does it for me? That's it. That's Tyron Ash. He's saying, yeah, come to my channel because I will save you the petrol going to the house. I'll save you the whole day. Just watch my channel for 5 minutes. And
it's also people like, have you ever seen Selling Sunset? That the realtor series in LA. They have people like, they just have the client. They view the house for the client. So the client might be, I don't know, somewhere around the world, but they're buying the house for the client. The client's never seen it. So he's filling that gap in the sense of, there's all these TikToks showing these properties off and it's filling the gap so they can see it without even needing to be there. They could be in another country, but they can view a property just by looking on the internet and looking on their phone, which is great.
That is cool. Well, I have a hot take this week as well, as we'll have little hot takes. So that's how we do it, by the way. If you like the sound of this, then please follow and subscribe, like we said, because you'll be getting this every single week, at least when we can fit a podcast in. Busy agency, mate. We're too good. We're too busy all the time. So we got to squeeze it in somewhere. My hot take this week is based on a video I saw by Jack Joseph on TikTok.
I absolutely love his content.
Yeah, he's one of the funniest people on TikTok, swear to God. It was a video that, it was recent actually, it was where he is, the caption was like, when an undercover cop tries to...
I've seen that. Yeah. I've seen that video.
And it's the guy, he's like got a bottle of Tango, like Tango whatever that fruity one is that we have in the office. What's it
Oh,
called?
Fanta Fruit Twist.
Yeah, the new one. Is it new? I don't know.
Oh, I know which one you're about.
Yeah.
I can't think of that name.
Well, he's like approaching this guy, and it's funny. He's like pretending to be like an undercover police, and he's like using all these slang terms. It's a hilarious video. It's like
so funny.
classic Jack Joseph. It's so funny. But he drinks the tango or something. So funny. And I actually shared this video to my fiance because I was like, this is just so funny. Nothing to do with the product. I was like, this is just really funny. Just classic Joseph. Look to the caption, #ad with tango.
Wow.
So it was such a perfectly done ad. I didn't even realize it was an ad. It's so incredible that now I'm so kind of on board with that creator already because I already like him.
Yeah.
That he did a partnership ad that I didn't even realize was an ad. It was so
I think
organically
they work
done.
so well, and
Yeah.
since sometimes when they scream like ad in your face, you're like, I don't want to watch this. But if you don't know it's an ad,
He did one with Jack Wills on
Great.
the weekend,
Right.
and it was obviously it's Jack Joseph, and he was in this Jack Wills booth in Ibiza, and he was like, literally the caption was just, they spelt my name wrong, Jack Wills, Jack Joseph, and I was like, that's funny.
yeah, that is good. That's good content. It's something that people would watch and laugh at.
Yeah, it is good. It's
which
just,
is what you want. That's
Totally.
what you want.
Yeah, totally. I was fascinated by how subtle the ad was. I think that's what I'm getting at, is that
Yeah.
it was so subtle that not only did I like it, I shared it. That's the key in it, because bloody hell, shares is the gold
Yeah.
rush.
That is the golden ticket, that one there.
And I shared it, nothing to do with the tango thing, but because of the content. And when I talked to my fiance, I said, oh yeah, we actually have this flavor of tango at the office. I tried it, blah, blah, blah. And that got her talking about the tango. It was just such a well done ad.
That's exactly what they want you to
Yeah.
do, is
And
talk
like,
about the brand.
This is how advertising is working on social media now, or at least the partnership style ads, is when it's but first, a word from our sponsor, blah, 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 Rake One headsets, or blah, whatever the hell it was,
Oh, I watch so many creators that do that.
Yeah,
It's
the Ridge
horrendous.
card.
You'll want
or
to watch like their
Raid
video,
Shadow
the
Legends.
first 2 minutes of their content is them shouting out like a brand.
It's like, I've
It's
always
like-
loved this mug.
Yeah.
When I drink water, that's
Yeah.
how it is. It's
Yeah.
exactly
It
like
is.
that.
It is. Those ads, if you're watching it on YouTube or something
Oh,
like that,
yeah.
you will skip ahead. You go click, click,
Yes.
click, skip 2 minutes. When it's just a piece of content that's just a funny, good piece of content, like this Jack Joseph video, I was being advertised to, and I didn't even realize it.
That's
because
perfect.
it wasn't like hi, we're from Tango, and we're selling you this new product, and isn't it hot this summer? You want a cold drink to cool off. Like, it was not that at all. It was just a funny video with a product in.
Oh God, I
stuff.
hate the old form adverts.
Sure.
They were like, I was watching one, and it was the other day. It was a vlog, and they went, yeah, we love. It was like this kids game. You guys love, we travel. This is the game for us. And I think
That reminds me
Give
of
us a
like
break.
watching stuff on like Disney Channel and seeing all the games, like
Yeah.
games and toys like advertised when you're
it's like,
and you're like, I just want to watch Sweet Life Zack and
put
Cody.
Kim Possible back on.
Yeah. Invader Zim.
We're gonna go off on a tangent, aren't
Yeah.
we? Anyway, on to my hot take.
Yeah.
Yeah, hot take.
Onto my hot take. So I don't know if you guys watch or are interested in Formula One. The social media on there is brilliant. But I want to give a shout out to, I believe he's the admin or he's the social media manager for Mercedes. And basically, he posted out a graphic last week. And I believe it said, well done, Baku, it's race week, Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Now, Keenan, if you put the link of the photo up I'm talking about. So basically their graphic designer was off for the weekend. So this guy is just created, like it's basically gone on a Microsoft document, literally gone like Comic Sans and typed all these things up. And he's posted that on obviously the Formula One page on
crazy.
Mercedes. And do you know what? I follow a lot of accounts which are, like Formula One accounts, but this one really stood out. And the amount of engagement it got on the post was just extraordinary. Like I saw it on Instagram, I saw it on Twitter, I saw it on LinkedIn, and people that don't even like Formula One were sharing it because it was such like poor but such good content.
I sent it to you.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I don't even watch it. And
Exactly.
I was like, this is
It was
crazy.
hilarious. That's
And-
exactly the kind of humor I like, where it's like self-aware.
Yeah.
People taking the mick out of themselves.
Exactly, and I think that's why it was shared and liked so much. But I think just the thing he does well on the social media is that it's constantly one step ahead of everyone else. So their Formula One champions, I think it's 8-time champions, and their social media is still funny, and people probably follow them just because their social media is funny. And that is what he does so good with their social media. People refer to him as the admin. A lot of people do that on football accounts. They're like
the admin.
So they'll be like, oh, admin, that was so good. But they don't know, I think they don't know that it was this guy, but this guy posted this. Oh, I just think it's exceptional what he's done.
That social media manager, the admin, or whoever it was, whoever came up with that idea, that was someone in the F1 team's marketing department. Whether it was them or not, someone said, let's take a risk. Someone said, I'm looking at the social media landscape, and I feel like we could carry on doing the thing that we always do every single week, or we could try that. They went, let's try that. And half the time, that's what social media is. You go, let's look at the landscape and try something else.
Even if it wasn't him that posted it, he would have posted it because he's social media manager, but it might not have been him who created it, but he has gone, do you know what? I'm going to post that. He's took that leap of faith and gone, I'm going to put that up, even though this looks so like poor compared to what they usually post. It is brilliant. It's a photo of like the two athletes. I think it's like a really old photo of Lewis Hamilton. It's like I think George Russell must be like 15 or something in this photo. So it's just funny content. Like even if like you're not a Formula One fan, you'd find it funny, and that's why what he's done so good with their channel.
Take some bottle to post that as well.
Yeah.
Imagine if we did something.
We're like, what is that?
People would be like, you're a marketing agency, like, what are you doing?
Imagine other people, because like, let's say 90% of the audience totally got the joke.
Yeah.
Imagine if 10% didn't. Imagine if 10% were like, I'm not following these guys anymore. Look what they're...
He could have just done like, oh, you know what, I'm going to get on Canva and I'm going to really try and create a race graphic for this Grand Prix. But he's gone, no, I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to go on Microsoft Word. I'm going to type in, put some photos and see what happens. I'm not even going to put the formation photo. You know, it's like behind text, so you can move it around. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to shove it on the page and see where it fits.
Save as, send.
Save as, upload.
Yeah,
like,
it's
just brilliant. It's just great content.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Well, I think that's all of our hot takes done with this week, I think, isn't it? Yeah. So if you liked the sound of the Shogun Social podcast, then please, like I said before, follow and subscribe, or leave us a comment. What was your favorite bit? What was a bit you hated? Please tell us. You know, we want to know what your thoughts are. But in the meantime, my name is George. This is Freddie, and this is Amy, and we will see you next time.